Good day, students. Welcome to my drawing tutorial on still life from direct observation. Let's begin by looking at the essential tools and materials necessary for the drawing process. Let's start with the sketchbook. This is a very valuable space which will be used for both documenting and experimenting with your drawings. Typically, the sketchbook is made with cartridge paper, which is suggested but not at all times accessible. A good substitute is bond paper or copy paper. Yes, those 8.5 by 11 sheets that you have lying around. You can gather those or purchase them at a local bookstore to do your sample or test drawings. Planning is the most integral stage. Gather as much information as you can so that the best decisions can be made while drawing. Composition. Consider your placement of items, the visual hierarchy, what goes first, what should be placed behind that, and what should be pushed further into the background. The viewer's position, lighting, the rule of thirds, and also the practicality of the items. Remember that you are doing visual storytelling based on a theme of some sort, so make sure that it reads well to the viewer. Your thumbnail drawings are a guide. They don't necessarily need to be very detailed, but should carry enough information so that it makes sense. It's preparation for your larger scale drawing. You want to make your mistakes in your sketchbook and correct them before you work larger, so that it's an easier, smoother transition on that large piece of paper, which at times can be very daunting. All right, so please keep in mind the importance of keeping a sketchbook. So our next very major part of the whole drawing process is preparing your tools and materials, as I mentioned, right? So now we're going to look at pencils. Pencils come in a very dynamic range, right? What I would be using for the duration of this drawing would be some monolith woodless graphite pencils, right? But these are no different from the ordinary pencils that you would get. If any difference at all, right, it's just that it doesn't have any wood, right? It's just a raw graphite as a stick. It's a bit more expensive, but it covers the very same way as would a normal graphite pencil like this, right? I prefer them because they last longer and they have a more professional feel and look to them, right? So that's why I use them. All right, so pencils come in a range from B pencils, and also we have H pencils, right? You have 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8B, all the way up to 15B, I think, right? I don't have any 15B, but it's not necessary to me because the marks that you put down with up to 6B pencils get relatively dark enough, right? You get dark enough shades of gray to represent what it is you're going to draw. All right, so up to 6B is fine. All right, so again, for the duration of the drawing, I'm going to just be using an HB pencil, which HB stands for hard block, H for hard, B for block, and that HB pencil is used to put down the initial marks or the initial lines of the sketch itself. And from there, when I go into the actual drawing part of it, where I'm going to be putting on the foundation lines, the stronger foundation lines, I will be using a 2B pencil, and for the majority of the shading, just 4B and 6B. All right. All right, the 6B pencil, if you notice this little extension here, is because the pencil has gotten really short. So to preserve the pencil, or to continue using the pencil, I want to call it recycle the pencil, I basically would have used this stand or this holder to give the pencil length again. All right. All right, of course, sharpener is also important. All right, to keep the points of the pencil with a good tip in the event that you need to put in some fine details. Also, what we have here is something called a blending stick or stump, right? Blending stick, because for the process of the shading, right, in some areas you need to get the graphite smooth to get the surface to appear smooth, because you want different quality or textures on your work, right? You don't want everything to look the very same, and it also helps to cover a lot of space faster if you're using a blending stick as opposed to just using the pencil alone. Right. Also, I have some tissue here, which is for the same purpose of blending. Right. I never suggest that you use your fingers to blend or smudge, as I say. Right, because if you really investigate it, your fingers and your skin, right, it contains oils and it's acidic to the paper, right? It begins to actually rot the paper. So to prevent the rotting of the paper, I use, well, first of all, good quality paper, which would be a cartridge paper, some type of acid-free paper, or I just avoid touching the surface of the paper as much as possible. This actually extends the life of the paper, right? Here I have a few erasers, which will be used throughout the process. I have something called a typewriting eraser, right? Which is usually used to put in the details, fine details, right? To get some nice stroke. It actually functions like a pencil because you can sharpen it and so on, right? This is another type of eraser, right? The tip of it is adjustable, right? Right, and also used to pull out details, right? Usually what I do, I cut the tip so I can get a nice sharp edge to draw, right? This is for erasing as well, right? Traditional eraser is just in a case, right? Also what I have here, right? This is called an electric eraser, right? Right, also used to pull out details. Kneaded eraser, right? Kneaded erasers are very important because they have the ability to lift out layers of graphite, right? And sometimes you might have worked a bit too dark in some areas, so you just want to lighten it up a bit, not too strongly, right? Just to lift, not to pull off too much, right? Very valuable, right? I use this brush particularly when cleaning up work, right? To get off those eraser shavings, to dust off any excess graphite, right? That may have been smudged or lifted, right? Very important as well, as an art student, you need to have a pencil case, right? And last thing that is used here, workable fixative, right? Used to coat the work when you're finished drawing. Cool. Alright, so for the purpose of the drawing, I'm going to be using, right, some acid-free paper. This is cartridge paper, and it is a bit stronger as it is thicker paper. It is also acid-free, so the paper doesn't begin to yellow or get brown as it ages, right? Because that fact that it's acid-free keeps bacteria from eating away at the paper. Also, you're noticing to the back here, I have my drawing board, which is a nice flat stable surface to work on, right? And also it's mounted on an easel, right? Cool.